So how do you prepare for your hospital stay? I mean, everybody tells you you need to have a hospital bag ready, and you may or may not really have it ready, depending on how much sooner you go than you think you're going to go. But for me, what I wanted in that hospital bag was really this stuff that was going to make me feel more like a person and less like a patient when I was there. Because remember, for most of us, we go to the hospital to have a baby. We're not feeling sick. We want a pleasant experience. We want and most of what I'm going to talk about is sort of after the actual birth of the baby, because before the birth of the baby, you're going to do, you're going to have planned whatever is good for you. After the birth of this baby, you want to feel like you are a person again. You're going to take pictures. You want really comfortable PJs. I will say that you are going to have to get checked a lot while you're at the hospital. And so I wore like a nightgown actually, and it was really helpful because it was something I didn't have to take off when nurses would come and check me, but I also didn't have to wear a hospital gown. And I just made sure that it was something that was stretchy and flexible at the top, or a button down one would be great so that you can nurse the baby and you really don't have to change at all. Bring a pillow if you feel strongly that you can't sleep with someone else's pillow and it's more comfortable for you. Slippers or socks, or those comfy socks that are really thick and fun to wear in the winter time. Bring anything that's going to make you feel more like yourself. So, honestly, I brought a hairdryer every time I delivered. And the morning after, I always took a shower and blow dried my hair. And some people will say, like, really, you blow dried your hair? You're in the hospital having a baby. And that's what made me feel more like me. And I needed that because otherwise, you feel like you're in the hospital. and this is a very happy occasion, the happiest occasion you're going to experience in your life. So you should feel good about yourself. And I don't wear makeup on an everyday basis. I'm not wearing any makeup right now, but I wore makeup when after I delivered my kids, and it was fine. I always made sure I got a manicure and pedicure, if I could the week before. And those are things that make me feel good and make me feel more put together and like, I really want, like, my best self, I would say, right? Certainly you want to bring your phone charger and all that, especially these days. You're going to be probably texting like crazy and posting things on social media. But food is one of those really important things to me. I love food, and I felt like every time I went in, you go in to have a baby, you may not know this, but when you go in to have a baby, often they don't really let you eat much because they're worried in the event that you're going to need to go through a C-section, or in the event that they're going to need to do something that would be better if you didn't eat. They don't really let you eat once you show up. So I always made sure to have my list of things that I want my husband to bring to me after the baby is born. And it was usually something that I couldn't eat during my pregnancy. So I remember the first pregnancy, I had my husband bring me a turkey sandwich. I didn't eat cold cuts during my pregnancies, and I was really craving one for some reason. And my second pregnancy, I had him bring me sushi. So things that I didn't really eat during the pregnancy that I wanted really badly, and that would be my first meal after, because you know what? I didn't want to eat hospital food, and it's okay if that's how you feel, right? And then music and anything that really makes you feel comfortable. Something obviously to wear home if you want to do a photo shoot or something in the hospital. I tended to do those like bigger photo shoots at home after I got back. But of course, you're going to take pictures. If you want to be wearing something specific, bring it with you. And
So
for the baby, oh yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to touch on, like, for yourself. I did a lot of the things that you're saying too, and I obviously learned with each baby. But taking the shower while you're at the hospital, like taking your time, because the nurses are there to take care of the baby. Like, you may not get a shower in for the next couple of days. Like when you get home, you may not have the time to blow dry your hair when you get home. So take advantage of that time when you're in the hospital. And then also with the snacks, I I was so hungry. Like, you don't even realize how hungry you get when you start to breastfeed. And so like, that's one of the things that I had like thought about with each pregnancy, and every time that I went in there was just packing just gobs of snacks. And I did the same thing. I was like, told my family exactly what I wanted for them to bring to me that I was craving that day. And you're basically eating nonstop when you start breastfeeding because you are just so hungry. So bring those snacks in if you don't want to stick to the applesauce and graham crackers and whatever it is that they give you at the hospital. And the DVDs and music, especially if you've got a longer labor or you're being induced and you're just going to be sitting around and stuff. Like, I mean, I personally brought in like the Friends DVDs and just had that rolling on the TV in the background because it was something familiar. I didn't necessarily, watch it, but it was just nice to have that in the background and kind of take my mind off of things sometimes. You get extremely emotional also right before you have the baby.
Yeah.